Now what do we have here? We have three, count them, three PlayStation 2 Fat consoles. And you may be asking me, why do I have three PS2s? Well, here's a funny story. Two of them I actually got from the same thrift shop in my local area. And one was actually something a friend gave to me or sold to me because he didn't want it anymore. As for two of them, I'm going to give away to two other people who I know very well, or sell it to them. And one I'm obviously keeping because that's my main PlayStation 2. I'll go over which one is which in just a moment, but I need to mention there are two other Fat model PS2s that are not featured in this video. One because it's an exclusive to Japan only, and the other because, well, let's just say they're not worth your time. And I say that kindly because, well, I'll go over that throughout the video. First, let's start with the 30001R, which I have on the top. So I'm going to move the other two back and show you what the 30001R looks like. Although yours would probably just say 30001 or 30,000 even, or 30,002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get the idea. But mine's just 30001R because I live in the States, and this is all our consoles end with a 1. You got your memory card slots, your controller port, disc tray, reset power, eject, two USB ports. Here's where things you may notice. The iLink port. If it's next to the bottom USB port, it's a launch 30,000 model. Or it could be a 10,000 model if you're lucky. If it's a 10,000 model, buy at your own risk. If it's a launch 30,000 model, don't bother. I went through two of them. They're not worth it. Well, maybe for you, but I've had bad luck with them. The first one, a family member gave me a PS2. I tried to work. I decided to scrap the idea and buy another PS2 off of Amazon that day, and I used that one. Unfortunately, that one has seen better days, but that's where these three come in, so stay tuned for that. And I gave that 10-screw model to a friend of mine. He could have taken it to GameStop for credit, but no, he decided to take it to DI. Let me just say to that person, whoever you are, I know you know who you are. You should have taken it to GameStop at that time. And the other one, also from the same thrift shop, but I returned that one because I tried doing that trick where you basically reset the little potentiometer on the back. It wouldn't click all the way. So, but maybe if I find another 10-screw model, I'll do that trick again. But as you can see, the iLink port's next to the top USB port. If it's next to the top one, go for it. You may have good luck, you may not. It's an easy fix. You never know. Or at least test it before you buy it. On the back here, you can see it's a 30001R. The R, note that. You may have a similar design as I have, but yours may have a different letter instead of R. I think the R is for revised, if I'm not mistaken. On the right here, you got your power switch, your AC cord. Just use a standard connector. AV multi-out is the same as PS1. Even the PS3 has the same connector. Digital optical out, that's for surround sound. And your expansion bay door, which looks like this. On earlier variations of the Fat PS2 with the 10 screws, the expansion cover is different. But for the expansion, we use it for the HDD. This is the official Sony one. I don't have a hard drive for this, but I'll get to that in just a moment. I do have another HDD. You'll see it later in the video, so it's attached to one of these other two PS2s. But you screw this in. This was used to play online and use the hard drive features, something that the slim PS2 wasn't able to do. Well, they had built-in internet. It's a pro, but the con is it's pretty much useless these days, unless there are games that still support it. Then that would be a good reason to own the slim. This was made in the third quarter of 2001. This is a good system. So I'm going to set this aside, and now we're going to take a look at the 39001. This is a good revision of the PS2. If you want a PS2 with the iLink support, get a 39000. These are very reliable. These are less likely to break compared to the 30001 and the 30001R, from my experience, and most people's experiences as well. The people who say the Fats are bad, they've probably had one of the earlier models which break down on them. For those who say the Slims are bad, they had a good revision of PS2 and Fat and the bad PS2 Slim. There are good models of both systems. But other than that, this has the iLink port if you want to connect to multiple systems, get a 30,000 or 39,000 PS2. Other models, the 70 and 90,000s and even the 50,000, which I'll show in a moment, they don't have this port. But on the back here, this was made on the fourth quarter of 2002. Same styling here, even has the same expansion bay cover, as you can see. But other than that, another good model PS2. And last but not least, we have my favorite system. This is my main PS2. It's the 50,001. You have your two USB ports. There's no iLink capability, but most people didn't use the connecting to other systems these days, so that's why Sony took it off. You still have the same controller port, same memory card, same disk tray, power reset, eject, but you gained access of using an infrared remote control without having to plug in an adapter in one of the controller ports. This allows you to use the PS2 remote. That's what I love about this system. You don't need that receiver to plug in the controller ports to use this kind of remote. They have it built into the system. That is a great feature. Whoever thought of putting that in the PS2 should be given a raise for that. But other than that, let me show you the back side. This is a third-party HDD. This is made by GameStar. This is not an official Sony one. And no, there's no port on this. This is just for hard drive capabilities. So if you're expecting to do LANs and stuff like that, this is not the one for you. And there are some GameStar or other companies that actually have a fake port on here. This one doesn't have that, but I wish it did. That'd been funny and cool at the same time. But I'm not going to peel it off. But other than that, you still have the same ports on the back. Although for some reason my sticker's on this side, probably because the previous owner. Now keep in mind, this PS2 actually came with the actual Sony HDD when I got it. Although I gave this to a friend because I didn't have a use for the HDD back at the time. But now that I do, I use it for that. Well, I use the GameStar one. One day I'm actually going to mod this HDD to have a SATA connector on here because I have a 500 gig SSD in here that I'm going to use for my PS2. It has some PS2 games on it. So other than that, that's my comparison between the three PS2 Fats. Which one would I recommend? Well, that's for you to decide. I can't decide for you. So if you're after a Fat PS2, I would recommend a 39,000 or a 50,000. I would avoid the launch models with the iLink port next to the bottom USB port, because if you go for one of those, you're going to have problems. As I mentioned in the video, I went through two of them. They never worked. They always gave me disk read errors. I tested them with a CD and a DVD, disk read errors. So that's all I have to say for this video. This is Rico Rock 2001. Thanks for watching this video. Until then, see you in the next video.